Why do our legs tremble when we reach the top of the mountain or the edge of the building? I believe you have also had this feeling, as if there is a force sucking you down, and you quickly retreat. Because I want to move forward, so I shake, but I won't. However, when we try to understand and process our own emotions and inner conflicts, thinking alone may not be enough. It requires a deeper level of self-awareness and introspection. This is where introspective practices like meditation, journaling, and counseling can help us understand our inner selves better and find solutions to our emotional struggles. Just like a cat's ability to walk on a thin wall comes naturally to it, introspection might not be our natural instinct, but it is a skill that can be honed and developed over time. This book teaches us the importance of introspection and how it can benefit us in both our personal and professional lives. Thinking solves our problems, but at the same time brings us a lot of distress, which is distress that animals do not have. Because animals do not have language, they will not have the associations brought about by language, and this association will command our muscles and make us act. For example, when we stand on the edge of a cliff, we will have an idea in our mind saying, "Don't go over, don't fall, don't go forward." When you keep telling yourself in your mind not to go forward, your muscles are commanded, and the muscles will have a force to move forward. Then at the same time, another thought says, "Don't go," and will pull you back. That's why your muscles want to move forward and backward at the same time. This is shivering. The source of shivering comes from the two ideas in your head that are constantly fighting, and these ideas will command your muscles to take corresponding actions. People and animals are different. When a dog sees you, you kick it, and it barks and runs away. So what does the dog learn in the future? When it sees you, a person who likes to kick dogs, it walks around you. This is what the puppy learned. But if no one kicks the puppy, it has something to eat and is cool, it will be very happy. It won't be angry for a month because you kicked it yesterday. As long as it doesn't meet you, it will be very happy. People are different. Even in a very comfortable situation, people can still feel sad. How do you explain this? For example, if you see the most beautiful sunset in your life, do you think it is a beautiful scene? When you walk to a place, the sun sets beautifully. But if your loved one has just passed away within a week, and you have watched the sunset with him, what was your mood, right? Even when the external conditions are very good, we humans will still have a lot of pain, troubles, sadness, and anxiety. This is the difference between humans and animals. So the author said that pain is like quicksand. What does quicksand feel like? The more you don't want to fall, the harder you try, the faster you fall. If you really want to climb out of this quicksand, the most effective way is to learn to stop struggling first. Because struggling will make you go further and further down, so you should stop struggling first. Humans have thoughts, thinking, and language. We suffer much more pain than other animals. There are two types of pain. One is pain. If you lose a loved one, you will be in pain. If your hand is burned, you will be in pain. This is called direct pain. There is another kind of pain called the obstruction caused by pain. This painful thing has already happened and is over, but it will cause you a lot of subsequent pain. For example, some people can never be happy after losing their loved ones, because they feel that my happiness represents a betrayal of my loved ones. They are gone, but I can be happy. I cannot be happy, which is completely different from animals. So people have both pain and the obstacles brought by pain. We do not call it pain brought by pain, but the obstacles brought by pain. Because what does it hinder? It hinders you from living the life you want. In fact, each of us has the life we want to live. What kind of life do I want to live? I hope to be free and easy, and I hope I can have no worries. But because there are those pains that hinder you, you avoid it, you are unwilling, and you don't want to try. So how can you choose to live a valuable life? The purpose of this book is to help us live the valuable life we want to live. This is our goal. This book is not to solve your problems with traditional methods, but to change the direction of your life. Therefore, your life is more important than what you think. Do you think this can be changed? Right, I have been suffering for so many years. I can't let it go. How can I solve this problem? In fact, the only thing you need is not to defeat someone, not to defeat the enemy, but to withdraw from the battle. Can you stop fighting? Our tug-of-war with pain is like a tug-of-war with a monster. Think about how that monster came about. You created it, right? The monster created by your rich experiences in your brain is binding you, and then you play tug-of-war with it. How can you possibly beat it? It is an object you created, and it will always be better than you. So the only thing you need to do is to let go. That is, stop participating in such a tug-of-war. This book mainly helps us to solve our problem of not being able to let go by using acceptance and commitment. Well, our language has three modes. The first is to think about the future, the second is to make plans, and the third is to evaluate and compare results. You see, it is basically looking ahead and behind. This language mode in our mind that cannot stop is doing these three things. The reason why humans suffer is because we are language animals. The reason is that first, we often suppress our thoughts. But you have to know that when you suppress your thoughts, you will arouse thoughts and emotions. It's like you are standing on the edge of a cliff and you say, "Don't go over." When you say "don't go over," your muscles move forward again, and part of your muscles want to go over. You arouse such emotions and thoughts, and we will gradually fall into behavioral tendencies and thinking traps. The more you don't want to do something, the more you tend to do it. You will keep approaching that thing in your consciousness. Well, because you care too much about him, you say, "I don't look at him, I have nothing to do with this matter, I block it more and more." The connection between you and him becomes closer, so you will have the behavioral tendency brought by language, and at the same time you fall into a thinking trap that you can't get out of. Escaping only doubles the pain, and the more you avoid the pain, the more intense it will become. Avoiding feelings hinders positive actions. What can really change you, what can really make you say goodbye to the pain, is your actions, what you do. You can only separate yourself from him when you are farther and farther away. You don't want to mention it, don't want to avoid it. I am not that kind of person. You always put a lot of labels on yourself, and there are a lot of monsters around you. It will prevent you from taking truly effective actions. So many people who are suffering ruminate on their suffering, which doubles their suffering, but they do nothing. The reason is that to do things, we must first be able to break away from this language. We must not only deal with normal pain, but also the pain of absence. A puppy will not suffer from absence as long as you don't kick it. As long as it leaves you and stays away from the crowd, it will be fine. It will not suffer when it is not present. But if we are not present, we will still suffer. So we must learn to drop the rope that pulls the river and jump off the train of thinking. This is why it is said that we must jump out of our minds and integrate into the problems of life.